morning, good night. You said to me, say whatever you want. David, Flippo with me. This is the second time we're trying to do this, but the first time came amazing. Just some problems because I know some people was following, so I want to tell the people, yes, we were trying to do it last time.
All we need you out there to do is to click real quick and say, give us a thumbs up that you can hear us.
There we go. Yes. I see that we're already in Twitter live, and now I'm trying to see the YouTube. But if in case it's not coming in YouTube because I don't see it right now, I don't know why. So, oh my God, so many things changing, David. But we're live already in Twitter and in Facebook. We're already in my own page. And then we're going to be sharing all this material that we're recording today, David, in a lot of platforms. How you been doing today?
Well, today was great. I went up to Mesquite today.
Oh.
The governor was up there.
Oh,
so he did his, campaign announcement. So that's great. He made the announcement 2 weeks ago, I think. So he's been hitting the rurals hard. Our governor is working hard for everybody's vote. We got to get him in there.
Yeah, we got it. I heard some people like, but this, you know what? Even in family, right? We have like, but nothing is perfect. But what we have right now, we have to take care. We have to support him. We have to make him win, and we have to keep Nevada Republican.
Yeah, absolutely. Not just the governor, though. We need all the down ballots. So the down ballots are so important. We have 3 more cycles to try to get the House, the Assembly, and the Senate. So we have 3 more election cycles. We've got to take the Assembly and the Senate so that we can do the redistricting in 2030.
Saying that, David, now, talk about you, sir, because I put your banner here. People can see his webpage, follow him, support him. Tomorrow we got we have a birthday, but we're going to talk that up later. And in Spanish, we say serenata. Today is your serenata, and I'm going to explain you later what that means. But tell and talk to the people about David Flippo.
Absolutely. So if you haven't met me yet, I'm David Flippo. I'm running for Congressional District 4. Retired military, 24 years, retired Air Force combat commander in Iraq. From there, I worked on the oil fields of Alaska for 10 years, and I've been in Nevada for about 14 years. Currently a financial advisor and doing great things. I own 2 small businesses, actually.
Okay, so I love you everywhere. And guess what? I have to tell, don't tell nobody else, but this is between you and me. But this is very good. And I love to share this with you. I've been hearing people, a lot of people, they be saying, oh my God, David's everywhere. David's everywhere. I love his energy. I listen in things that I didn't hear probably before because probably I was not putting too much attention. I was working with President Trump. But I listened your name. All the trip to over there to Arizona to the last event from Sunday was, oh my God. Then we're going to talk about that too, about Charlie Kirk. But people talking about David Flippo even in Arizona. What that tell to you?
Well, so I got a lot of support in Arizona, actually, and Congressman Gosar has endorsed. He's a congressman down there in Arizona. Sheriff Mack, if you haven't heard of him, he's the constitutional sheriff down in Arizona. Got a lot of support in Arizona, but I spent a lot of time out in the rurals too. The rurals are so important, and just like the governor was talking today, if it wasn't for the rurals, he wouldn't have won his election. So I have 6 rural counties, and in my district, I go almost all the way up to Yerington. I have Round Mountain. If anybody's familiar with all that, I have Pahrump. I have Mesquite. So with a district like that, you have to be out and about, and you can't ignore the voters. And that's exactly right. I'm everywhere, just like you said.
Yeah, and that's very good because people want to see their candidates, not the boring candidates that we used to, and say, but you say, oh, hello, I'm David Flippo, I'm running for, oh, okay. But when the people is seeing you, that's contagious. You know, the energy is contagious. So I'm so happy for that.
Well, it's not just seeing though; they have to believe in your message, right? One of the things about a leader is you have to provide a vision for Nevada and a vision for this country, and that's what I do when I talk to people. With my background between the military, every single military base except for Fallon is in my district. So having that military background, having that experience really helps when I already know some of the commanders out there at the air bases. I own 2 small businesses, so that's important for the small business owners here in Nevada. And so everything that we have going on right now in the campaign, they can get behind me because they see the vision and where my focus is. Small businesses, they're suffering right now with this Biden inflation that we're still suffering through. Trump's doing his best. We got some interest rates down. So we got the Fed rate to come down. I think there might be one or two more before the end of the year. So I think that's really going to have an impact on the economy. My estimate is by this time next year, we're going to have a rocking and rolling economy.
Right. I believe that. I'm positive. I'm very positive. I listen to people more happy. And I've been speaking with Hispanic business owners, and they say, Eva, every time there is an election, the first year we suffer. So this is not about, because the left talk about because Trump, because it's totally different, because our state is suffer a little bit, but there's local issues, right?
What's crazy is the left is out there somehow. I don't know how they're selling this message because it's a really bad message to be selling, but somehow they're blaming the economy on Trump now. I mean, after 4 years of Biden, inflation just skyrocketing. You can't do the things that he did. He went to war against oil. He went to war against small business. He got labor costs so high that all your food costs are going up. All of your gas is going up. Everything was going up under Biden. Ever since Trump got into office, he stabilized the economy. He's actually bringing it down. And see the price of eggs coming down now. The price of meat's still high, but that's a 2-year cycle to get the price of meat back to normal. So we got to give it another year. But all those things were because of Biden, because he went to war against the meat industry, because of the green energy. And he said, oh, we got to get rid of cattle. I mean, all these things that Biden did that hurt the economy, and for these Democrats and for the liberals to sit there and say this is Trump's fault, it's ridiculous. And I don't think the message is out there. I mean, I don't think they're believing it. I don't even think the Democrats are believing it.
The great narrative, right? So you was talking about Arizona, and now we're gonna go to the reason you are here, David. Today we're gonna be talking about the border. You was talking about Arizona. You been there, you witnessed that. Yeah, you been the border. Is the border of Arizona the ones you've been? And now we're gonna start talking about the border.
Absolutely. You're going to see an announcement this week. I've been endorsed by the Chiltons, Jim and Sue Chilton. If you don't know who they are, they actually spoke at the RNC. So when President Trump was elected in the RNC convention there, the Chiltons were up on stage for their ranch. They have a huge ranch down there on the border near Sansby, Arizona. And I went and visited them. They stayed a few days there. And he took us all over his ranch. He showed us where he had his cameras set up. He showed us all of the drug runners and human traffickers that were coming through his properties, heading to the little cartel camps that are hidden around in Arizona. All those things it was just an eye-opening experience. And then when I went down, I actually drove the border road and saw the illegals coming across. And typically you'd have one adult and maybe 8 or 10 children, right? And it was crazy. And they'd come across and they would just walk the road until Border Patrol picked them up and basically processed them and released them back in the United States, because that was the Biden policy. Ever since Trump, it's amazing. One president can make such a difference. All of a sudden, there's nobody coming across the border.
Remember, you said the last time that we can recall. Well, the was mute the microphone. You talk about was about to just change the president.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely.
But
yeah,
he said,
we didn't need a law. What we need to do is change the president. That's exactly what Trump said. So,
right.
And that's all it took. That's all it took. It didn't take laws. It didn't take Congress. It didn't take the Senate and the House of Representatives to do their thing. All it took was a president willing to enforce the laws that we already have in place.
Yeah, it's not like he can with a crazy idea to start changing. No, the laws was there. They just need to be how do you say that? Enforced.
Yeah.
So, hi Ecuador. There is people from Ecuador saying that you have all the support from Ecuador, South America.
Oh, there you go. I got the South American vote.
Yeah.
There we go.
So, and I believe there is more comments. I've been, while you've been speaking, I've been posting here. Ecuador and Bolivia say knows very well the dangers created by socialism, and we don't want that for the U.S. Thank you very much.
That's so true. I mean, they're in that. They live that world right now. And they hate seeing the United States going the way that the Democrats are trying to make it go. I mean, where are people going to go legally in the future if not the United States? Because you don't see anybody knocking down any other country's doors to get in.
It's true. So And we was talking about before, like making a little previous about what the people think about the border. So I'm gonna ask you. Well, probably you already kind of respond. This is I set 6 questions for you today, and is the first one is what was your first impression after visiting the southern border?
It was sad. It was sad because I talked to the cartels down there. I talked to the NGOs. If you don't know what that is, that's the non-governmental organizations, and I talked to the Border Patrol. And the Border Patrol, if you think of it from their perspective, they're following orders. And at that time, President Biden was basically saying, pick them up and release them into the United States, and they're just doing their job, and they hated it. They hated doing that, but that was their job. They have a family to feed and everything. Now they love what they're doing because they actually get to do their enforcement of the border. Mm-hmm. So talking to the Border Patrol, that was kind of sad. Talking to the illegals coming across and talking to this one adult and 8 kids, and basically they're just coming in with these kids and releasing them in the United States. And I think it's 300,000 kids that we have no accountability for now. We don't know where they are. It's so sad, and how they've been trafficked, and that's really the hardening part is mm-hmm. You have those NGOs, the non-governmental organizations, and they're trying to do the right thing. They believe they're doing the right thing. They're helping give water and food to the illegals coming across the border. But what they don't realize is they're part of the human trafficking process, right? But they have to close their eyes to that. At least that's what they want to do, because they think that it's more important that they get food and water when they come across illegally. And they don't realize that what they're doing is really helping out with the child trafficking. So each of those elements of that is just sad. It's sad what the Biden administration put on the American people.
The reason I get my citizen status, I was a resident, permanent, and I was when President Trump announced his candidacy in 2016 or 2015, I don't remember, when he did 2015 or 2016? 16. So at that moment, I get my citizen, and you know why? Because when he talked about a wall, to build a wall, I knew we can save a lot of children. That's the reason why I get my citizen, and I came as strong a voice for President Trump. So I'm going to give you some numbers here I get here. So illegal crossing way down in 2025. And these are facts. This is nothing that we are pretending or inventing. And probably the information I get probably is from the left, but the reality you cannot hide it. So even they have to speak, right? So in July 2025, Border Patrol record about 4,600 illegal entries attempts between ports of entry, a 91.8% decrease compared to July 2024. In June 2025, CBP reported 24,630 total encounters nationwide, the lowest number ever recorded. The same month, Border Patrol apprehension along the southwest border were 6,177. So in May 2025, there were 8,725 illegal crossing between posts of entry at the south border, a 93% decline compared to May 2024. And I can keep talking about that.
It's just, we were talking about millions of people coming across illegally. Mm-hmm. And, if you got any people here that are familiar with Nevada and Las Vegas, the number of people that came across is equivalent to 6 or 7 Las Vegases. Now, because you want to visualize this, right? Las Vegas has how many schools, how many hospitals, how many police departments, how many fire departments, all of that multiplied by 8. That's what has to be built throughout the United States to absorb that many people all of a sudden. Now, who do you think is going to pay for that? Who's going to pay for all that infrastructure that's got to be built for these millions that came across illegally? Mm-hmm. And that's the taxpayer. And that's another issue that's caused inflation. It's caused our deficit and our debt, everything. And overnight, Trump gets elected, and that's stopped.
That's stopped. I got a second question for you. What reality did you see that the national media doesn't talk about? We're gonna be like, oh my God, because they pretend nothing is happening. Bad. What do you see?
Well, the only thing that they report that's bad is the Republican philosophy, right? Mm-hmm. So it's just so amazing what the media is doing. But you know what? It's unfortunate. I know you were down there with Charlie Kirk. People have opened their eyes. I think that these left liberal leaning people have finally seen, wow, what hypocrisy. There's so much hypocrisy going on right now with the media. And I think they're finally opening their eyes because what the media was saying and what our congressional leadership was saying about the Republicans, about Charlie Kirk, is exactly what has caused all this violence. You know, assassination attempts on Trump. And then unfortunately the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And if you know, 3 days ago, Congress voted to condemn political violence. My opponent, Stephen Horsford, was one of 58 of 435 congressmen that voted against it. He voted against condemning political violence. What's that mean? Does that mean he's for political violence?
I believe yes,
So-
because I'm gonna tell you something, and there is something that I wrote about something I did in a paper about. He has his mother who came when she was 13 years old. She has to stay because her mother gets sick, and now he go and cry for illegals. That's mean a crime, because when you cross the border is a federal crime. So and he tried to compare criminals with his own mother in order to justify the thing are happening. And if you go to his website, I don't suggest you to go, but if you want, you can go. So when you go to his website for the Hispanic, is actually how to go around the law and apply for something.
Well,
That
sure.
is- it-
They
illegal,
have directions on how to apply for asylum, like
Yeah.
the right how to answer these questions, and then all of a sudden everybody's coming across and they have this little book that says here's how you answer the questions. Well, that's not asylum. You know, asylum is when you fear for your life.
Exactly.
And,
Tell me, I came 16 years ago. I have orders to go to jail. So you gotta be, your life or your freedom has to be in risk.
Right.
And Fidel Castro in Bolivia give the order to Evo Morales, the dictator, to make anything to make me disappear from over there. Well, they tried to silence me, going to jail. I escaped. So in the same time I went to the office, I get out with an asylum approved. So that's a real persecution. But now the people is teaching you, because they give you permission to work and a lot of things, a benefit, then veterans don't have, David.
Well, I mean, look at you now. So here you are, not being silenced. You have freedom of speech in the United States, and you're making a difference. You know, your guests here from South America, you know, they're hearing you right now, and you're making a difference. And you know, God bless you for that. And because you have that freedom of speech here in the United States.
Yeah, you was talking about safety before, and and that's actually my third question. How does the border crisis impact public safety in Nevada? Let's go a little more deep about that.
Sure. You know, look at all the crime, the cartels, the terrorist groups now. I'm so happy that President Trump has declared them as terrorists because we have to go after them. And right now he's going after them however they're getting across the border. So, you know, the boats that are coming across, he's taking those out. That's a wake-up call for Venezuela and the cartels. And we can't be afraid to call them out, right? We have to be vocal, just like Charlie Kirk was. We have to continue his vision for this country and call out evil to be evil that it is. And look, I mean, we've stopped so many drugs coming across the border because it's shut down. All those illegals that aren't coming across anymore and coming through the Children Ranch and doing all those things, it's just dropped drastically. And so now, because we took care of that border, now he can go to the shipping, and next will be air. So if they're flying it in, you know, if you're listening out there, Mr. Cartel, I wouldn't be flying much in here because you're probably going to get shot down.
Yeah. So my fourth question is something that, because I'm an immigrant and I see how much this affects, but I promise, David, I didn't know you handled this so well. Like, you really understand this about the borders, immigration, and all that kind of things. Our situation, the people who come from outside the country. This is a surprise for me. Because we never talk about this like right now. We never have to chance to sit down and talk like
So
this.
here's the thing about leadership, right? Something I learned in the military. I was the first in my command to cross that border. I wasn't going to ask my men to do something I wasn't willing to do. And that's the same leadership I bring into this congressional race and going down to the border. You have to see it. You have to see it with your own eyes. You got to get boots on the ground. My previous candidate, my previous opponent for this race, he said, "Oh, I don't need to go down to the border. I can see everything I need to on TV."
No.
Right? What kind of leader is that? That's not a leader that we want.
a weak one and one that the ones to respond. Actually, one of a gentleman who is he's running. I don't know what district he's running. He was speaking and he said, starts talking about DACA. That there are citizens who born here, of course, babies who born here, and they have. I said, wait, what? So sometimes candidates talk about things and they don't handle because it's good to be informed. But actually, you're informing me today. So it's something that the people, your district will appreciate, David, because that's what we need. People who understand, really understand the situation about the border. And because I'm an immigrant, one more time, I come legally to this country, but it's Mexico and it's Guatemala and it's another country now, the ones who cross. And
think about that journey for a minute. What you just said there, right? Coming all the way from Bolivia or Venezuela, wherever these people are coming from. That journey is months and months. Some of those illegals that came across, we asked them how long you've been walking.
Yes.
And they said months.
3 months.
Months. Yeah. And during that 3-month period, how many abuses of children happened during that time?
A lot.
You know, and how are the parents or whoever's paying to get them across? You know, what are they getting payback on? And when we talk about that sadness that I was telling you before, it's not just the empathetic, open the borders. These people need a place to come. They just went through 4 months of misery to get to that border. It's insane and it's criminal.
Yeah, it's insane and good. Yeah. No, now let's talk to economy, and I know this is something that you like it, you love it, you handle very well. So, in your opinion, we can debate a little bit here. What about we put some pepper, spicy, Tabasco, and chili here, right? So, in your opinion, David, how does illegal immigration affect Nevada's economy?
So, the illegal immigrants that come through are taking jobs away from, not just the blacks and not the Hispanics that came in illegally, but they're reducing what we pay. We could have more prevailing wages, more affordable housing, all these things that the illegals that are coming in. Think about this. So not only are they coming in illegally, so they don't care about our laws, they're violating every single law while they're here. They're probably buying guns. How do they buy guns? Illegally, right? How are they working? Illegally. Everything they're doing is illegal and under the table. So are they paying taxes? Are they contributing to our society? Are they contributing to all that massive tax burden that we, the American people, that came here, that have been here and came here legally, we're paying for them to live here under the radar?
They use the road, the streets, they use the public life.
They use the education system.
They use medical. Education, the medical. People believe, but we don't do nothing. We work too much. We live a lot. Believe me, somebody confused the people, and people believe they have the right to be abusing of other people who's working every day hard.
So if you don't think that impacts the economy. Right?
Yeah. So but it's unbelievable, and how people talk about human, but that's a human. No. I'm an expert in human rights. Everybody from my community knows. I've been studying so hard for all my accomplishments. That's how you say about human rights. And the door of the United States are open. You only have to knock the door and make the things right. The door is closed.
There are plenty of ways to come in legally. And, you talk about the economy. It's not just the economy. The people that came across legally and had to wait 10 or 15 years, we need to speed that process up. Mm-hmm. But now you've got 18 million or more. We don't even know how many people came in. And they're cutting in line of all these people that have been waiting 10 or 15 years. Somebody 20 years. They've been waiting, and these illegals are just cutting in line. And they're getting their court date sooner. And all these people that did it the right way came across through the port of entry, said who they were, what they want to do for this country, working solid jobs, getting work visas, doing everything they can with green cards, everything legally, and they're just getting overrun by these illegals that are cutting in line.
So we was on the last day election to go and vote, and a lot of people, I was with Alida Benson Ceballos there, and another Teresa Diaz. So, and we was, 100 feet away, checking that they closed the doors on time. And a gentleman came, a Mexican gentleman came. I know he's Mexican because he told me he's Mexican, and I never assume the nationality of the people, but I love when the people call me Mexican, even if I'm Bolivia. But So this gentleman said, it's the first time I'm voting. What? Yes. After 20 years, finally I get my papers. Alda was there. She heard that.
20 years.
20 years to get his papers. And the first thing he did was go and vote for Donald J. Trump.
Tell me that's not a proud moment in his life, right? I mean, to wait that long, to do it the right way. And now we need to speed that process up. It shouldn't take 20 years, but in his case it did. And then the first thing he does is vote. I mean, because that is powerful. That is so powerful that, because there's a lot of countries out there that your vote doesn't matter. There's like one person on the ballot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you better go vote for him, because if
Yeah.
you don't go vote for that one person, they know.
And it's unbelievable how many Hispanic can, because, I speak Spanish, English, and I start screaming, hello, everybody, you know what, let's go support. And we cannot do too much propaganda outside when the people is voting. And actually, we have to be out of the 100 feet, but Democrats can be inside because they have some kind of preference. But anyway, doesn't matter. It's just the people who is in the power in certain spaces. Because we, the people, most of the people online was voting for President Trump. We saw, we feel it, we saw that.
Look at what you did for the Trump campaign as the chair for the Hispanic side, and getting out the vote for him. And you broke records on Hispanic outreach and Hispanic voters.
We did. We did, because if you was not involved in this, probably would not be helping you, David. It's because you did, and you was there, and you say, I endorse President Trump because I like his policy, because he's the right things to do, and it's about common sense. It's not about because you are fan. No, it's because it's about common sense, because you have to be fan about the common sense, about the reality.
Well, not only did the Hispanics have a huge impact on President Trump being elected, I believe for my race, the Hispanics got to come out. You got to come out, and like, if you're out there listening and you're in Las Vegas, get registered to vote. But get registered to vote as a Republican. Okay, Hispanics are Republicans. They believe in faith, family, and freedom.
Yes.
They are so proud that they've gotten here and they have their freedom, and they understand what our rights are. I don't think most Americans understand what our rights are.
No.
They take them for granted. But when you've lived in countries like Bolivia, and you've seen what it's like not to have those rights, those God-given rights that you don't have, and you come here and you have those rights, you got to get out and vote. You got to get out and vote, and you got to vote. You got to register a Republican, or else you cannot vote in the primary. So if you're out there in Las Vegas, you're Hispanic, get out there, register. The DMV, you have to do it through the DMV. They probably registered you nonpartisan. If you look at your driver's license, they probably registered you nonpartisan. You need to go, and you can do it online, and just change your registration. Become a Republican. You believe in faith, family, and freedom. You believe in those, and those are Republican values.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm gonna make you a last question. The number 5 I'm gonna pass is because you rap so much, you understand so well about immigration that I'm gonna ask that. I'm talking to you to don't know, but oh my God, I'm going to cry like, oh really, David, you don't know about this, but you don't even
you're trying to grab me.
You know how I am. I like to debate, and you know the text message we have to be you know how I am, but. Yeah, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be the next time better than this one. I'm gonna be more prepared than you.
Okay.
Because that's the idea. So that the people. That's what I want. The people, and you will not be the only candidate here. We're gonna be another people.
No, what we need is to be challenged, right? We
Right.
need to be challenged with tough questions, because when I'm on that stage against Stephen Horsford, I've got to be able to answer those tough questions. And the more I hear them from here and your viewers, if they've got questions, I'm not going to shy away from anything.
Yeah. So and this is something else. If you behave this way in the Congress, I trust you. Because that's what we need over there in the Congress. We don't want people to sit down and be submissive like this, whatever. No, we want people who really fight for what they're talking here. When you go to your District 4, and you talk to the people and you say, we're going to be doing this and this and that, and then you have to put in practice that there, right? To fight for what you believe, for the bills you want to be in create or something. But if you are like, you don't know, you get shaken, you don't know what to do, you start doing like this, you start doing like this in the table. I don't want to say the name, but I saw that before. Not about you. But we really want to see you here fighting. And I'm a fighter, I love the debate. When I came to this country, David, I bring with me as a support for my asylum petition 180 debates. and ask me if I lose in one. No one. And the Bolivian people is watching me there, and they know what I'm talking. And I can talk to the Bolivian people from like this because it's true. You know, when you are doing the things, I don't want to say I was right for everything because that is not the truth. But I can debate, I can talk, I can respond. You know, and that's what we want
And that's
in the
and
Congress.
that's leading from the Charlie Kirk's path. And
That's what I said sometimes before he
we
passed
can't be
away.
afraid. We can't be afraid to speak. And open debate is only going to convert. It's going to prevent violence.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You have to have free speech and free ideas. The flow of free ideas is so important. And the left seems to just want to shut those down. They want to They want to scream at you. If you're starting to talk logic, you're talk rational logic. They just want to scream at you and say, I'm not listening, like a child would, like a 5-year-old.
And they insult or whatever. They don't have argument, they don't have a proposition, they don't have a plan, so they have to disqualify to you, put your names, tag, make you get mad. They study you where you get mad in order to make you feel anger in that moment. But that is something that you handle very well because I have the blessed to be working with you, and I see sometimes me or part of the team, sometimes we're not doing the things right, and the patience you have, but in the same time, the direction you give to us, like you know, you have the patience, you have in the same time the skill to train, the skill to talk to us, and make everything smooth. It's something that I noticed. I probably never tell you, but I know
Well,
I listening, and that's something that I really appreciate. And because I see too how you can handle. You are a person who can be uh, debating with people, but in the same time, not just because you want to debate, because you want to be right. No, it's not because you want to be right. It's because that's the best things to do, and you know how to make the things happen and make everything down.
one of the things, one of the secrets, and this leadership technique is you have to trust and delegate, right? If you trust your people, they will trust you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you got to count on them. You can delegate and give them the task. There's a million ways to skin a cat. There's a million ways to do anything. So don't micromanage. Don't give them the how. Just give them what you need the end result to be, and let them go about it their way. And you're going to see success because they're going to be proud of that success because they did it. So part of leadership is educating people to do what they don't want to do. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's use a football analogy, right? If you're a quarterback and you're calling a play, and everybody has the same goal of winning the football game, is that really leadership, right? You're not really changing their mind. You're not really doing anything that other than what they already want to do. Okay. The hard part of leadership is talking to people and convincing them why you voted the way you did, or that you made the decisions that you did, and educating them to understand why you did what you did, so that they can understand. And that's called leadership: getting people to do what they don't want to do or they don't want to accept. And Charlie Kirk was a master at that.
Yeah. So I have the last question for you, and is what action can Nevada take to support effective solutions for this about border? We're coming back to borders, and then when we finish this number 6 question, we're gonna go talk a little bit about what happened in Arizona. I've been there. I witnessed everything. And thank you one more time, David, because you asked me to go and represent to you. I do with a big honor. You always asking me, please. Take note of everything.
Well, this goes back to that delegation and trust, right? I mean, I had to be somewhere else, and so I've got to divide my forces, just like you do in combat, just like you do anywhere. And you have to trust the leaders that you've chosen to lead your organization, and you did that very well. So thank you for going down to Arizona.
Thank you, David. Thank you, and it's an honor for me to represent to you in every place I'm going, and go to the solution. How take to support? What actions can Nevada take to support effective solution about the border?
Effective solutions.
Sorry.
Yeah, sometimes you have that Bolivian accent that I just can't understand.
Maybe it's not Bolivian accent. Maybe it's Eva's accent. Don't blame my Bolivian people. Maybe they speak very well. It's not on me.
So I'm glad you wrote it down. So
Yeah.
So effective solutions for the border for Nevada, right? Well, like we said before, day one of the Trump administration, all it took was a president. follow the laws, shut the border down. We're going to build that border back up. You know, when I was down there were so many holes in the border. You could just walk through. They have all these areas that they have water flow. So whenever there's water flow, how do you dam that up without causing a huge crisis, right? And so they never solved that portion of the border. And so those areas like that get flooded and stuff, they're just wide open. Anybody could go right through them. So all that area, it's got to get shut down because those people are coming up. And if you think, oh, well, we're in Nevada, we're not really a border state. No, you're wrong. We're all border states because those people don't stay in Arizona. They don't stay in New Mexico. They don't stay in Texas. You know, they're coming across and they're moving somewhere where they can get away with their crimes, right? They get into a city like Las Vegas where they can blend in and you don't know who the illegals are, right? And they're committing the crimes and they're buying the illegal weapons and they have all this stuff and taking advantage of our system. And, it's just it's putting these people in jail and then not letting ICE process them and take them out. That was the Biden administration. So, I believe our governor has said that he's going to allow the ICE to work with our police and get these illegals out because if they're committing crimes and they're here illegally, they need to go. They need to go. And I'm going to tell you this. If I was an illegal right now, especially a criminal illegal, I would have left already. Because after I saw the pictures of that El Salvadorian prison, nobody wants to be there. Like, if you haven't left already, then good luck because we're coming after you. That's all there is. If you're a criminal illegal and you're still here, good
That's
luck.
like the bad ones that are going over here. We got the alligator in Florida.
The alligator Alcatraz. But, you name it, they're building more. So
Yes, yeah.
they're not going to be comfortable. They're just going to be processing centers to get you back to where you came from. We don't want you here. I'm sorry. You're criminally illegal. We don't want you.
Yeah. And me as a Hispanic, I don't want them here neither. And no one immigrant who come legal here or in the time fix their situation and because they have a clean record, they have the privilege to turn a resident. You know, we don't want that people, the bad people, because yes, that is people who cross the border, but they commit a crime. Yes, because when you cross the border illegally, you're committing a federal crime, like it or not like it, that is a crime. But you try to do the best. You get your IT number. You start paying taxes. You behave. You don't be drinking. You like a driving and drunk or doing the stupidities. Guess what? This beautiful country gives you a second chance. So it's depend of everyone. You know, it's depend of every one of us to do the things right. You know, I know, and the good thing is about have borders that are closed now. That is not people committing the same crime. And some people say, but oh, it's just crossing the border. That is illegal, guys. And not only that, they get the car, they don't get insurance, they go to work with no permission working. So they get like a chain of committing crime plus crime plus crime plus crime. Good luck if you do that in Bolivia, in Mexico, in Guatemala. We cannot do that.
What other
either.
countries can you go to?
Only
Can I go to another country right now and get free education,
No.
get free medical?
No.
I can just
Well, they're free, but you have to wait forever, and probably you're gonna die in the process to get it, or they're gonna, or like Cuba, they don't have nothing, sir. They have nothing. When I say nothing, it's nothing.
So I can't go to another country and get a free college education?
No,
What? So
no,
why
you
would do that?
only you. Thank you, Americans, for paid educations.
And
You
then we
know,
wonder why people want to come here, right?
yeah.
I mean, we're making it so, and they're willing to sacrifice this 4 or 5 months of torture coming up
Yes.
here
Yes.
because of these policies that the Biden administration put in place. And so before we can get a handle on DACA and before we can get a handle on, the Dignity Act or whatever we're going to pass in Congress, before we can get a handle on that, we had to shut the border down.
Yep.
We have to get accountability of who's here. So part of that is get rid of the criminals first, and then let's see who's left, right? Let's get accountability of who's here. Are they being good citizens, right? Have they contributed to society? Are they paying taxes? Are they trying to integrate into our culture here in the United States? Once we can do that, we can solve this problem. But the first thing we had to do, and President Trump understood this, was we had to shut the border down
Yes,
because you
that's
can't
the
just
solution.
keep having millions and millions coming in, especially when you're trying to get control of who you have in here.
Yeah.
So, first step, get rid of the criminal illegals, and they're going to go and they're going to go fast. And Tom Homan is doing an amazing job right now with that.
Yeah, God bless that guy. So, God bless America. God bless every single person who is working in this administration are trying to do their best, and they are doing. They are working. Oh my God. So we finished the border, and we're gonna talk about a little bit about my journey over there in Arizona. We left David uh, after the event, the Hispanic event, that in the end I didn't went. I did not went. How do you say that? I went. I didn't.
Attended?
I didn't attend it. I didn't attend it because it was for kids and was something that probably is not right place to campaign. So we left at 1:30 p.m. Blanca Fox, she's amazing. She adores you.
Were
you
you
know.
down there?
She's the one who drive over there.
Hi, Blanca.
Hi, Blanca. So we went with all your team, all your Flippo team. With Maria Teresa was there, and another ladies, Michelle Luting. Well,
So that was not a, and you're right. I'm glad you didn't like try to advertise the campaign. You were there to represent me fine, but but this was a solemn moment for Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
And and you saw it firsthand. Hundreds of thousands of people. Now, anybody out there, you tell me any president that has had a funeral that big, right? It doesn't happen.
Not even Kennedy.
There were so many people that loved what Charlie Kirk's message was. They woke America up. He woke America up, and we're going to see open dialogue and debate. Now, whether the left wants to hear it or not, they may still shut it down and scream and go, I don't want to hear you. But we have to do it. We have to get on the radio just like we're doing here, on podcasts. We got to get our message out. We have to save this country.
We have to save this country. I was reading before because I was trying to attach a video, and then I said, no, let's. I'm gonna make more between you and me talking. I don't want to put videos, but I was reading one of the comment of Turning Point videos say, I'm come from China to United States. I'm no religious. Over there they prohibit the religion, the Communist Party. So this guy says the first time I get a Bible is after what happened with Charlie Kirk. Hallelujah. Sir, that was amazing. That was, I've been there. You have to feel that. Oh my God. Sir, that was, oh my gosh. I never see so many people together. You know what? Congress, personalities, VIP people together between the rest of the was not like you're gonna be here, this was something different, David.
Everybody came together.
David, this was something different. I have the honor thanks to Mayra Rodriguez. She said, Eva, I need you here. Bring your people. I need volunteers here. Can you, Mayra? Oh, of course. Let me ask my boss. And what did you say? Yes, Eva. Go over there. War. And anytime the people from Charlie Kirk need you, you gotta be there. So,
well, so you have listeners from South America, right? Mm-hmm. And so I kind of want to give a nice message to them because what Trump did with crime in Washington D.C., right? He put a stop to it. All it takes is a president. All it takes is a leader willing to do the hard work, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what Trump did in D.C. Mm-hmm. And guess what? That's going to happen through other cities in this country. Because now governors are saying, oh, you mean if we just enforce the law, if we actually have consequences, we can actually stop a lot of this crime. So my message to those in South America, and this is the magic of Trump and the brilliance of Trump, what we have in America needs to filter down into South America. You can't give up. You can't, I don't blame you for wanting to come up here. Come up here legally, please. And, but don't give up on your own country either.
Yeah.
There is hope that the United States can filter down into other countries and provide a freedom of speech. You have to demand it, just like our forefathers did. They wrote a Constitution and Bill of Rights demanding what our God-given rights are, right? We need leadership down in South America. The Constitution.
I always got a Constitution.
Yeah. And that's the brilliance of the United States, right? This great experiment that we have going on that has never happened anywhere else that we have here. if other people see it and other people are seeing that it actually can happen and can work and last more than 200 years, because usually republics like this don't last, because what happens is we get complacent and we get apathy, and then we start appeasing the woke, and just like what happened with Rome and other republics and stuff, they fall because they allowed from strength to apathy. So within that 200-year period, we can't let that happen, because if we don't let it happen, then other countries are going to see, and they're going to emulate what we do here. And I think that's what Trump really wants. His desire is that the whole world be similar to the United States and get rid of these dictatorships, right? But that has to be done by the people.
Yes. Yes.
Wars don't usually fix the problem. They delay it. They might change something, but they don't really fix it. The countries that have it coming from the people, and not necessarily a revolution either, just voices.
Yeah.
Voices.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to be willing to do that.
In my country, when I was fighting 16 years ago, and I said, they got guns to attack to us, but we got this. These are our guns, our cell phones. We can record everything. We can talk here. We can make videos. And I was before the tragedy of Charlie Kirk. When I listened to him say, "Oh my God, I was a Charlie Kirk 18 years ago in Bolivia," and I used to do that kind of things, debating, going to the street, fighting, activists, and I always talk about these are our guns. This is the power we got. The cell phones, record, talk, make videos. I always encourage to people to do that, to use this arm.
Absolutely.
That don't hurt nobody.
Right. It's those freedoms that you have.
Yeah.
And if you don't have them in your country, you need to work on getting them. The freedom of speech, the freedom of religion, the freedom of assembly, the freedom of press. All those things, they matter. Mm-hmm. They all matter.
Too close. You are in front of your beautiful wife. Your beautiful wife is watching us right now, live. So, and this is something like a big lesson for everybody. Mrs. Kirk. Erica. She forgave.
She did. Was that amazing?
Okay, tell me about that when you listen that when she say, "I forgive you because this is the right thing."
Can you imagine how hard that was? Right? That had been so hard, and she had it in her heart to forgive.
Oh my!
I think the other one of the other brilliant quotes that I thought she had was when she was trying to explain it to her children, because her children are so young, and they're asking, "Where's Dad?" And her answer to them was, "He's on a business trip with Jesus."
And guess what? For blueberries, to buy blueberries. And guess what?
Because how else do you explain it to a 3-year-old? So I when I heard that Erica was going to be taken over.
So the thing is that I went to the office from Turning Point before I came here, and actually these are from the event. They was every chair.
I bet every chair.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Because they knew what would happen, and I have the opportunity to speak a little bit with Cliff Maloney and Cliff from Citizen Action, and he said, "Oh, Eva, just wait when Erica speak. This gonna be hard." And oh my gosh, and that was hard. So I went to his office at night, and there is people very kind. Between the flowers and the flags and hats and t-shirts, people giving something, there was blueberries.
Wow. Yeah. Because of that message she gave to her kids. That's powerful.
We have to fight for this country, David. We have a mission to keep doing.
Well, and look at how many Turning Point actions were created.
65. There was chapters.
65,000. Oh, amazing. Schools and students are finally waking up. So it's a tragedy like this that it happened. But the fact that his legacy carries on and that many people showed up for his funeral, he had that much impact on this world.
I get we know more now. So, because it's somebody say, "Excellent, congratulations." Raul and my friend is giving you strong, 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 like a muscles, muscle, muscles. Keep fighting, keep fighting. I'm posting all the comments here, so people comment, share this, and this gonna be actually it's the second, the second time we're doing this. The first time I messed with the sound, and nobody tell me this time the sound is good. They just start commenting, and I knew it was good. So thank you very much for all the people who is watching this and share. I believe, David, I believe this was a very, very good conversation. People need to listen leaders that you give us the hope that if we put you in the Congress, good things are coming. And more than nothing, David, we need you there. We need good candidates to win. Why? Because we need to support President Trump 2026, 26, because if not, impeachment will come and a lot of things will come.
Yeah, and that's so true. If the Democrats get in and they get control of the Congress, the first thing they're going to do is impeach Trump for something, blowing his nose, who knows what. You know, the first thing that he trips on the step of going into an aircraft, they'll impeach him for it. It's going to be insane what they do, and they're going to block him every step of the way because how it just when 58. So I'm just going to go back to this. So Stephen Horsford, one of 58 out of 435 congressmen, could not vote to condemn political violence. He could not vote to condemn an assassination. He couldn't vote to praise first responders. And he couldn't find himself to vote to praise and honor the Kirk family. He voted against that. 58 of them. So he is a follower because he's getting his marching orders from AOC and Bernie Sanders. And if you don't believe that, you need to pay attention because he got on stage with AOC and Bernie Sanders when they came here for their oligarchy tour, right? So he is aligning with the far, far left. And this is the guy I'm running against. And we need the Hispanic community. And I need them in the primary first, and I need them in the general. The Hispanic community will put us over the top. We can get rid of Horser because he does not represent Nevada. He doesn't. And he actually lives in Virginia. So, it's insane. He comes in. He's kind of like, I was on another radio show this week, and I likened him to Sasquatch. I said, I think we see Sasquatch more than we see Horsford. So, we never see him. Except, oh, wait a minute, there's an election coming up, so he'll come to his friends, right? No, it's crazy. And this is the guy we have leading us.
In his campaign, he went to restaurants to promise no tax on overtime, no tax on tips. And the first thing that guy did is vote against what he was promising in restaurants with Kamala, with
face to face
when he's talking to people.
When he's talking to people, he told them, I'll vote for no tax on tips. I'll vote for no tax on overtime. But when it came down to it, he did whatever AOC and Bernie Sanders told him to do. Mm-hmm. And that's the kind of leader in Congress. He's one of 58 out of 435. He does not represent Nevada or this country, and it's time for him to go. And the Hispanic community that you have and that I'm asking you to reach out to, we've got to get this turned around, and the Hispanic community is so important. I'm looking at you in the eye. We need you. Get registered, vote, register Republican, vote in the primary. This will make the difference.
Exactly. So thank you very much, David, for giving me the chance to do this again. If I'm you, probably I wouldn't say I'm never gonna make it, but thank you to being here again. We did it, and I can.
And thanks for all the comments out there.
Yeah, very nice. The people very kind. We say I gonna read you because you didn't. I didn't read all of them. My support to Mr. Trump. Well, let me see here. Over here said, greeting for Ecuador to Eva Sara and Lieutenant Colonel Flippo. And I miss Eva Sara live stream. Thank you. I'm coming back. My support to President Trump. And Ecuador and Bolivia knows very well the dangers spread by socialism. And Ecuador especially, they killed one candidate there, Mr. Villavicencio.
You can't speak up.
No. But thanks God, now it's in a good hands. Let's see what happened, because sadly it's still the democracy or the peace or the freedom is weak in South America. So we're trying with the leadership of Najib Bukele and Javier Milei. We are trying to do something, right? And then my friend Pinino sent you keep strong, and then excellent, congratulations, and blessed for both is the last comment I have here. And thank you very much to all the people share. We're gonna be doing this more frequently. I want to do once a week. I promise I will try to be more consistent in this because we need to listen our candidates, our people. This is not just for candidates, for everybody who wants to participate. So call me, text me, and say, hey, I want to be in the show. You not always has to be here with me. You can be from your home. I send you the link, and you get connected with me. Thank you, David.
Hey, and thank you all for listening.